I don't know what we're doing, but we're doing something. I may be adding to my SOLT calls at the moment. You guys can see this, hopefully. Yes, you can. Okay. What are we doing? I don't know what we're doing. I don't know. What are these pings for? What do we do? Oh, we're doing the beyond rolls. Okay, cool. Well, they're doing a couple options at a time. That's fine. All right, let's go through the positions. I had a balanced call debit spread going out to 2027 on Strive Inc. ASST is the symbol. I'm long 250 January, 2.5 calls, and I'm long 150 January 2027, 5 calls. I was short equal amounts of January 10 calls. So it started at a call debit spread, but now I'm buying the calls back with profit, basically lowering my cost basis. On the other side, I'm only short 100 instead of 400. I'll buy back some more at 20 cents, or I'll just leave him alone. 300, 400 long, 100 short. It's fine. Look, ASST is the new poster child because Mike Alfred bought 1 million shares. I don't know. I look at the MNAV on these things, man. You got to follow MNAV. If you're trading these DATs and if you don't follow MNAV, you're going to be in trouble. So you got to follow MNAV. And I've talked about MNAV multiple million times on this channel. Go check out some of the previous videos on the channel. I don't want to get into MNAV. But for every goddamn fool who's on X drawing chopsticks on BMNR or SBET or DFTV, you guys need to go get your brains checked. You can't draw chopsticks. You can do technical analysis on these things because they are the tail. The tail is not going to wag the dog. The dog is Ethereum. The dog is Bitcoin. If the dog doesn't move, the tail ain't going anywhere. So, but they have this weird sense of, I'll do technical analysis on BMNR. You're a fool. And if you're a fool and you heard me call you a fool, grab the link and come on. We can chop it up. It's ridiculous, really. And then, I mean, seriously ridiculous. And then these are people who have like 200,000-300,000 followers on X. And then their followers have no goddamn clue about what they're doing. Oh, this guy said it. I should go buy BMNR. Yeah, you're going to eat it. Because Ethereum went down from 4,500 to 3,800. What did BMNR do? Went from 62 to 47. What happened to your technical analysis? I mean, come on, man. That's what irritates the crap out of me these days about this social media bullshit that people are doing. But anyway, who cares? It's your money. Do whatever you want. Okay, anyway, so Beyond Meat, you know, the meme stock of meme stocks went from 50 cents to $10. All the bag holders are crying now. I'm like, yeah, buyer beware. Do you even know why you were buying? I don't know. Anyway, I have a profitable position. I'm just going to play it out. So what I have is I'm long 300 November regular expiration, November 21 expiration puts, dollar puts, $1 puts. Stock is 156. But last week I turned the long puts because time decay or theta decay was killing me. So I'm going like, well, screw you. I'm not going to lose money. So I went and sold weekly. They're expiring today. I went and sold weekly 1.5 puts and 1 put. Turned it into a put credit spread from a just long directional put play. And it paid off, obviously, or it's paying off. Well, today I'm trying to roll the weekly today's expiration puts to next Friday's expiration puts at about 17-18 cent credit. So lesson learned here for you people, for traders, is you should not just create a position, always have a plan, right? If it's going against you, what can you do? Well, obviously you can take the loss and get out, or you can watch theta decay just wipe you out, or do something, be proactive about it, which I did. I turned a long put into a put credit spread. Stock is 156, so we're pretty close. I am willing to get assigned shares, you know, and then turn around and sell weekly calls on it. So I have many choices. So when you do multi-leg, you know, trades like this, you have many choices that you're provided with, as opposed to stuck in a box. So that's that. I will post all these positions at the end of the day, by the way. So I have orders to roll from 1.5, not 300 of them, only 150 of them. I was short 225 of the weekly 1.5 puts. I'm not going to do put for put. So you're going to say, well, what if you get assigned? I go, great. I get assigned, I sell the calls. My 300 long puts expiring November 21 is giving me plenty of protection, so no worries. But I have a plan, and I'm going to execute the plan. So I added a little bit to this today. I'm long 13,000 shares now, FTHM. You guys can go research the company. It's Fathom Holdings, cost 168. I am short. Well, this also was, this position has a history, but now it's a short strangle on METC or Macro Resources. Short 25 puts, short 47 calls. So if you know what a naked strangle is, I'm basically short the puts, short the calls. Took in $1.20. I mean 210. Sorry, took in 210. They're about $1.50. So I'll have data decay work for me on this one. Here's a big position, my biggest position when it comes to that on ETH. I'm not going to touch BMNR. The reason is it's selling at a premium. I don't believe any DAT should be selling at a premium, but I also don't believe any DAT should be selling at a 20% discount to MNAV. Again and again, MNAV, if you guys don't study it, you're going to get hurt. Don't buy these things because you think you know what you're doing. I know what I'm doing, and I'm still losing money on this position at the moment. Although long term, I do believe ETH is going to be a lot higher. So SBAT is Sharplink Gaming. I'm long 2,000 shares. I'm looking to add actually at some point. I'm long 2,000 shares at 17.18, but I've been selling weekly calls and lowering my cost basis. I am short the 17 calls for this week, and next week I'm going to short the 16 calls. I'm just going to keep selling calls against the shares, and I'm also short 80 going out to January 2026 expiration, 80 put credit spreads. I'm short the 15s. I'm short the 15s, long the 12.5s. Again, this is all defined risk stuff because anybody tells you, oh, Ethereum is going to 20,000. I'm like, yeah, it's not there. My point in all of this is when I'm stepping up on these, because number one, the reason I'm in Sharplink is because it's selling at 0.83 MNAV. Okay, I like the discount. I like buying $1 for 83 cents. Number one. Number two, could ETH go to 3,000? Well, hell yeah. Then what's going to happen to SBAT? Then what's going to happen to BMNR? They're going to cut in half. That's why I have put credit spreads. I know my risk. I know my max loss on this trade when I enter it. Because if you're blindly buying in BMNR, you're going to get hurt if ETH goes to 3,000. Period. No ifs, no buts about it. Could ETH go to 3,000? Of course it could. If anybody tells you, oh, no, I'm like, of course it could. I mean, there's no guarantee. ETH is going higher. And then the other thing is with these furus and gurus on X, they go like, oh, look at this chart. Yeah, shove the chart up your, you know what? It doesn't mean shit. If ETH doesn't go up, SBAT's not going up. If ETH doesn't go up substantially, BMNR is not going anywhere. And if ETH goes lower, BMNR is going to go lower and SBAT's going to go lower. So when I do enter these trades, I do defined risk trades because put credit spread is a defined risk trade. I took in $1.60. My max loss is $2.50. Okay, I know my loss is going to be 90 cents in this trade. But then if ETH drops to 3,000 and SBAT goes to 8, I could lose a lot more. So, I put on defined risk trades with plenty of upside. And where does my upside come in? Obviously the shares. But I'm long, which I'm losing money on at the moment. I'm long January 2026. I'm long 80 of the 15 calls. I had profits on it. I thought it was going somewhere. It didn't go. We're at 13.5. Okay, I'm keeping the longs. I'm not going to add to it. I'm not going to add to the short PCS and long calls. I'm just going to keep selling calls. In fact, the calls that I sell, if you guys see here, I'm short 100 of the weekly calls that I sold at 5 cents. And I'm going to keep selling those calls. So what am I doing by doing that? Okay, well, weekly, you're just lowering your cost basis on the calls you own, on the put credit spreads, and on the shares you own. So that's the playbook, folks. And I'm long 45 now of Solana 2x ETF. I'm long 45 of the November expiration. I was short calls. This started as a call debit spread. I covered the short call side with profits. Now I'm keeping the long side on its own. Not a big position. I'm long 45 of the November expiration, regular expiration, 20 calls. We'll see. Solana is following, obviously, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is head-to-head with Ethereum, obviously. So yeah, those are the positions. It's pretty clean, really. Now I'm just waiting for what happens with Beyond. That's my only weekly expiration situation at the moment. I will add to Fathom, by the way, another 1,000 shares. I've been buying 1,000 shares at a time. I'll probably get up to 15,000 shares and probably create a covered strangle out of this at some point. I do like the company. They're the largest, well, we'll see. Fed's cutting rates, interest rates are going down, should create some activity in housing. They're the largest real estate broker, mortgage broker, and title company. And they've been actively buying other companies. They just did the secondary, so they don't need cash. They diluted, and they did the secondary at 2. Stock is 140. Full transparency, a good friend of mine is the managing partner at Roth MKM. He has a buy on it with 2.5 targets. So I go, okay, I'll accumulate $1.50, $1.60 range. So there's many things I can do with it, but it's a long-term hold. I don't put dollar stocks in my investment account, but it's a good play. I mean, it's a good spec for me anyway. So Beyond, I gotta watch until the end of the day. I'm trying to roll. I want to end up with 300 long puts and 150 short next week expiration, 1.5 puts, and then probably 150 of the. So put credit spread continues. The losing position turned into a profitable position. So you guys got to manage. You got to know what to do with a loser. Now you can take out and get the loss, take the loss, or you manage. I'm all for managing. You need to know how to manage. If you don't know how to manage, you're just gonna, especially on long directional plays on options, right? So what they tell you is the truth. 80-90% lose money on options, especially if you're doing directional stuff. But then there's ways. You can always turn a losing position into a winning position if you have the knowledge base. If you don't have it, if you don't have the experience, you're just gonna watch them expire worthless. So yeah, that's where we are, folks. I'll go through some charts in a minute, but then let me go to the front, answer questions. I have about 10 more minutes. I'll put up some charts, do some chopstick reading for you folks. Gotta love these chopstick folks. Ooh, BMNR breaking out. Oh, MACD's turning up. Oh, RSI is bullish divergence. I'm like, you're a fool. You're a bona fide fool. Period.